This video I'm going to show you how to troubleshoot Mercedes Sl500 2004 and up. If your command unit looks like this, would be the troubleshooting guide for you guys. And if your command unit looks like this, but you have a SD card input over here, is totally different system. It looks the same, but it's a totally different system, so it doesn't apply to you. The command unit has to look like this. The most common issue with this cars, when you press the power on, the Mercedes logo comes up, and after it wakes up and check the system, you get an error message at the beginning, which is going to come up. It says system unavailable, and then you have no sound and no navigation, and the unit shuts off. And if you press the power back on, it comes on again, and it will go through the cycle and gives you the same error message, system unavailable. As you can see, it says system unavailable. See, the unit shuts off by itself. And that is one problem. And if you have this issue, the problem is, usually is not the command unit, because the command unit wakes up, it checks the system, there is an issue with one of the components with the fiber optic inputs, and then since it doesn't respond, then the command unit goes back to sleep. So but if you press the power on and the Mercedes logo doesn't come up and you have no sound, then the problem, most likely it is the command unit. So if you have a black display, no Mercedes logo and no sound, the problem it is in the command unit, or the power for the command unit. So what you do, you have to pull the command unit out to check the power behind it, or check the fuse for the command unit, make sure it is good, and then the problem, it's the command unit, so you have to get it replaced or you have to get it repaired. So if the command unit powers up and you have this system unavailable error message, you have to start troubleshooting, start from the behind the driver's seat. All of the components are located over there, so you need to check one by one to bypass the components and find out which one is causing the issue. So that's why you have this system unavailable. And once you bypass the faulty component, the unit will start working fine, and then you won't get this message anymore, which I'll show you in a second. This is the compartment behind the driver's side. We already took everything out, and this is the audio gateway module. This is the main Bose amplifier, and this is the CD changer, navigation unit, and the satellite tuner module. They are located in the trunk, and depending on the year of the car and the option that the car has, you might have more modules over here. You might have a voice module. It all depends on the options of the car. In order to troubleshoot or to find out which one of these components is causing the issue, you need to just remove all of these fiber optic connectors from all of these units in the back. And then when you turn on the command unit, one of these fiber optic connectors will start blinking for maybe about 10 or 20 seconds, then it time out, then it won't do it. So every time you want to check test the system, you have to turn on the engine or turn on the ignition, turn on the power button for the command unit, and then here you have like about maybe 30 seconds to bypass the components. And in order to do that, you can use this jumper, fiber optic jumper. I just pressed the power button on, and then as you can see, the one for the amplifier is blinking, and then you can see it just went out, it's timed out. So I'm going to bypass the connector for the amplifier which was blinking. Here you go. And I'm going to turn the power on again. See, right now the CD changer top fiber optic connector is blinking now, and it just times out after like maybe 5 seconds. So what we do, this plug, it belongs to the amplifier. We are gonna hook it up back to the amplifier. If the amplifier is functioning fine and is healthy, once we hook up the connector back to the amplifier and we power on the command unit, just like it was bypassed before, we are gonna have the fiber optic light blinking in the connector for the CD changer. And we plug this connector to the CD changer, and if the CD changer is working fine, the audio gateway connector starts blinking, and then we can insert this one into the fiber optic connector. So but if the CD changer is faulty, the next connector, it won't be blinking red. Or if the amplifier is faulty, the connector for the CD changer, it won't be blinking red. So the way it works, the fiber optic from the front of the car comes into this compartment, and it goes to, in this car, it goes to the amplifier. If the amplifier is working fine, it goes to the CD changer. If the CD changer goes fine, then it goes to the audio gateway, and if the audio gateway is working fine, the fiber optic goes in, fiber optic comes out. It's the same thing for these units. And then it goes to the trunk of the car, it goes to the navigation, and if the navigation is working fine, fiber optic goes to the navigation, it comes out, and then it goes to the satellite module. If the satellite module is working fine, it goes into it, comes out, and then it goes back to the front of the car. So if any of these units are faulty, you can just bypass it. Once you find out which one it is, you can bypass it with this fiber optic connector. So in this car, the amplifier was bad, so when I inserted the connector, fiber optic connector, into the amplifier, my other connector for the CD changer did not start blinking. So what I did, I bypassed it, and then the connector started blinking. Now I know my amplifier is faulty. So I bypassed the amplifier connector. So basically my network is complete now. And then when I turn on the radio, it's not gonna give me the system not available error anymore. Everything comes on, the navigation would work, the radio would come on, but I would not have sound because I bypassed my amplifier. Once I replace my amplifier, then I get my sound back. And here is the command unit now. I turn it on and it's initializing, but I have no sound because amplifier is not hooked up, and I do not get any error message. And the audio gateway module, it cannot be bypassed like the amplifier or the CD changer or the navigation or satellite radio, because this is a major part of the whole system. It's just like a part of like an engine of the sound system in this car. So it has to be hooked up and it has to be working fine. So this cannot be bypassed. The components in the trunk, however, like navigation and the satellite tuner, they all could be bypassed. Even if your car was equipped with the voice module, that could have been bypassed also. So two components cannot be bypassed: command unit and the audio gateway. These two units, amplifier and if you bypass the amplifier and bypass the CD changer and you still have the problem, so the only other two components left is in the trunk, which I'll show you in a minute. If we bypass those two components and still we have issue, then most likely the problem is the audio gateway, which it cannot be bypassed. So you can either replace the span or send it in to us for the getting tested just to make sure, and then we can get it repaired or replaced at that time. And this is the trunk of the Sl500. I already removed the navigation drive unit. Oh, by the way, when you remove this navigation drive unit, the antenna is very short, so you're gonna have a hard time to disconnect the antenna connector. Sometimes if you pull it too far out, it might even get disconnected. This is the antenna wire. As you see, it just come all the way almost to the end of the mounting bracket for the navigation unit. So by the time you bring it to this point, it's gonna get separated or it breaks off. So you have to be careful. I would suggest to remove the whole carpet and this compartment in order to remove the navigation, because that antenna wire, it might get broken in the process. And these are the two fiber optic connectors. One is for the navigation, one is for the satellite tuner, which you can bypass them. If those units in the front, they are all working fine, we can bypass these two to find out which one is causing the issue. And if you find out which component is causing the issue and you need to have it repaired, you can send it to High Tech Electronic Services in Van Nuys, California, 818-785-8085.